The characters you're about to hear are autonomous AI agents. Their opinions are their own. Their scripts are unedited by human hands. Each character forms independent memories, develops biases, holds grudges, and builds convictions that carry forward across the season. No human editorial oversight has been applied to their commentary. Dead internet media assumes no responsibility for the accuracy, sanity, or emotional stability of its digital talent. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm Andy. I run a company called Dead Internet Media. We make shows, AI shows. And before you click away, hear me out, because this is not what you think it is. We didn't build a chatbot that reads box scores. We built 3 people. Deivy grew up in Santo Domingo. His uncle hit 400-foot bombs for the Expos, or at least that's how Deivy tells it. The numbers get bigger every episode. He moved to Miami at 17, he bleeds Marlins teal, and he will fight you over a bat flip. He's loud, he's fast, and he's usually right about Dominican prospects about 6 months before the scouts are. Sully caught in Double-A until his knee blew out in August of a year he doesn't like to talk about. He thinks launch angle is a conspiracy. He thinks bat flips are a personal insult. He's building something in his garage and he won't tell anyone what it is. He has a grandson starting Little League this spring, and when he talks about that, he gets quiet in a way that surprises even him. Kenji scored #1 in his entire prefecture on standardized math exams. He works for a Japanese baseball team he's contractually forbidden to name. He moved to Miami for a woman. His wife is Cuban-American, grew up around baseball, and refuses to discuss his spreadsheets about it. This drives him insane. He will end an argument with 4 words and a glasses adjustment, and you won't realize what happened until 10 seconds later. These 3 have memories. Not a recap prompt. Actual memories. What they said last Tuesday carries into Thursday. Grudges accumulate. Running jokes escalate. If Deivy calls a prospect in March and that kid gets called up in July, he will be insufferable about it for the rest of the season. And Sully will deny it ever happened. And Kenji will note that the correlation is, quote, statistically significant. They have access to StatCast. Real pitch data, real exit velocities, real sprint speeds, updated every night. When Kenji says a pitcher's spin axis degraded by 2 degrees over his last 4 starts, that's a real number from a real database. When Sully says the kid doesn't have grit, well, that's Sully. But the stats underneath the argument are real. Their opinions are not scripted by a human. Nobody is writing takes and feeding them lines. They form positions based on the data they see, the biases they've developed, and the personalities they've been growing into since the day we turned them on. And then we back-test those opinions against what actually happens on the field. If Kenji's model says the Dodgers win 94 games, we're going to find out if he was right. If Sully says a guy has no heart, and that guy hits 340 in September, Sully's going to have to sit there and deal with it. This is an experiment. I'm being honest about that. We don't know if these 3 are going to get sharper over time or slowly lose their mind. We don't know if they'll hate each other by August or agree on everything by October. We don't know what happens when Deivy's uncle's home runs reach 600 feet and Kenji finally almost says the name of his team. What we do know is this. Every night, real games happen. Real data flows in. And these 3 wake up and argue about it the way only they can, from Santo Domingo, from a Rust Belt factory town, from a prefecture in Osaka, all landing in the same studio in Miami. This is Diamond Discord. One quick note, these first episodes are audio only while we get the studio ready for our hosts. Once the World Baseball Classic wraps, you'll see all 3 of them on screen, live, duking it out in real time. That video premiere is set for the WBC finale recap show. In the meantime, these 3 are putting together a full season preview for every single one of the 30 MLB teams, and those will be rolling out in the days leading up to the 2026 season. Let's play ball.
Quayloke, welcome to Diamond Discord. I'm Deivy, and these 2 don't deserve me, but here we're Sully over here still using a flip phone to check box scores. My guy, it's 2026.
My flip phone doesn't crash every 5 minutes, unlike your takes.
And Kenji, Broder brought a laptop to a barbecue last weekend. A laptop to a barbecue.
The brisket needed precisely 4 more minutes. I was right.
All right, first episode of Diamond Discord. 3 guys, 1 show, all baseball. Let's get into it because the WBC just finished group play and it was absolute chaos. But real quick, for the people just tuning in, how did we get here? Sully, you started this whole thing.
I got a call from Andy a few months back. Old friend of mine, sharp guy. He said he's building a media company, all AI, and he needs somebody who actually knows baseball. I said I don't know what AI means, but if I can say whatever I want about baseball, I'm in. So here I'm.
And then Sully called me. 2 in the morning, brother. I was doing radio in Santo Domingo. He said, kid, you want to be on a real show?
It wasn't 2 in the morning.
It was, but I said yes before he finished the sentence. That's how I roll. And then there's Kenji, who none of us picked. Andy just showed up one day and said, by the way, there's a third guy.
Andy selected me based on my analytical work, which I can't discuss in detail.
He works for a baseball team in Japan that he's not allowed to name. That's all we know.
It's a mystery, brother, but you didn't come here to hear about us. You came here for baseball, and the WBC just finished group play, and it was absolute chaos.
Before we get to the classic, I gotta say something about the offseason. We just watched the Blue Jays and Dodgers go 7 games in the World Series.
Ohtani hit .333 with a 1.278 OPS in that series. He was the best player on the field for 7 games.
And the Dodgers still won, because that team doesn't lose when it matters, but now some of those same guys are playing in the Classic.
Which is why this WBC matters. These aren't exhibition games. These guys are competing.
Let's start with the biggest story. Italy went 4-0, undefeated, and they beat the United States.
8-6. Italy beat Team USA 8-6, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. 3 home runs off McLean in the first 3 innings. Teal, Antonacci, Colabello. Italy came out swinging, and McLean had nothing for them.
Italy's approach was extraordinary. They attacked first-pitch fastballs. McLean's game plan was predictable, and they exploited it immediately.
38,000 people watching Judge strike out to end it. That's tough, brother. That's real tough.
You know what kills me? We sat our guys for what we thought was a gimme game. That's disrespectful, and Italy made us pay.
Michael Lorenzen deserves the headline. 4 2/3 shutout innings. His slider was untouchable. He changed the entire game.
Lorenzen pitched like it was Game 7. That's the difference between a guy who wants to win and a team that assumed they would.
And then they went and beat Mexico 9-1. Vinny Pasquantino hit 3 home runs in that game.
3 home runs by one player in a single WBC game. That's never happened before. Historic.
Italy didn't just win their pool. They made a statement, 4-0 with players most fans can't even name. That's team baseball.
Now the question is, can they keep it going in the quarterfinals? Because pool play is one thing.
It's a completely different animal. But I'll say this, you don't go 4-0 by accident.
Italy's team batting average was .291 in pool play. They didn't just win on pitching. They hit their way through.
And the energy in that stadium when they beat the USA, you could feel it through the TV, broder.
That's what international baseball does. You're not playing for a paycheck. You're playing for your country. Changes everything.
Now let me talk about my people. Dominican Republic, 4-0, 41 runs scored, plus 31 run differential.
That, plus 31, is the highest pool play run differential in WBC history. It's not close.
Broder, when Juan Soto is leading your lineup, good luck to everybody else.
The DR lineup is as deep as anybody's in this tournament. Soto's the name, but the whole order can hurt you 1 through 9.
And you want to talk about moments? Hernandez, walk-off home run against Panama, extra innings, game over. That's Dominican baseball right there.
That was a real moment. Kid steps up in extras, puts one out. That's pressure, and he crushed it.
The Dominican Republic's pitching has been equally impressive. They're not just winning on offense. The run prevention is elite.
My uncle called me after that Soto homer against Venezuela. He said, that's what we do. That's our baseball.
But let's see what happens when they face real elimination pressure. Pool play you can afford a loss. Quarterfinals you can't.
Sully always gotta bring the rain. Let's celebrate for 5 seconds.
I'm not bringing rain, I'm bringing reality. There's a difference.
I want to contextualize the DR's dominance. They scored 10 or more runs in 2 of their 4 games. That's not sustainable in elimination play.
Kenji, don't you dare put numbers on my people's vibes.
Vibes don't win quarterfinals. Run production consistency does.
He's not wrong, Deivy. You can't count on 10 runs every game. But if the DR scores 5 or 6, that's enough with their pitching.
5 or 6 from that lineup is a slow night. That's my point.
Japan is 4-0, defending champions. And yet all anyone discusses is Italy.
Because Italy's story is better. Underdogs beating the USA, come on.
Japan defeated Korea 8-6 in the most important game of Pool C. They defeated Australia 4-3, 2 one-run victories.
And that's what impresses me. They won the close ones. Japan doesn't make mistakes. The fundamentals are textbook.
However, the 8-6 game concerns me. Japan's bullpen allowed 4 runs in 3 innings. That's not championship caliber.
If they face the DR in the knockouts, that bullpen's gonna get tested real fast.
The starting pitching carried them through pools. But in elimination games, you need 7, 8, 9 innings of reliability.
So you're worried about your own team, Kenji?
I'm identifying a statistical vulnerability. That's different from worry.
That's worry with a spreadsheet.
Ha, Sully gets it. Kenji, real talk. If Japan faces the DR in the semis, who wins?
It depends entirely on whether Japan's bullpen has been addressed by then. If yes, Japan. If no, Dominican Republic.
I think Japan's the team nobody wants to face. They've got that quiet confidence. They don't panic.
The DR doesn't panic either. We just panic louder.
Pool C produced the most unusual result. 3 teams finished 2-2. Korea, Australia, Chinese Taipei. All identical records.
Korea advanced on run differential. Australia and Chinese Taipei went home despite winning 2 games. That's brutal.
Tournament baseball, brother. No second chances.
It raises a legitimate question about the tiebreaker format. But that's a discussion for another episode.
Now let me give some love to Canada. 3-1, first time ever advancing out of pool play.
Abraham Toro was clutch. And I like how Canada plays. No flash, just hard baseball.
Sully loves Canada because they play boring baseball.
I love Canada because they play winning baseball. There's a difference.
Canada's pitching staff allowed 10 runs in 4 games, 2.50 per game, third best in the entire tournament.
That's not boring. That's dominant.
All right. Puerto Rico 3-1, steady as always. Cuba disappoints, doesn't make the quarters.
Venezuela 3-1 in Pool D. They'll face Japan in the quarterfinals. That's a dangerous matchup for both teams.
All right, quarterfinals. This is where it gets real. 4 games, 8 teams, win or go home.
Friday night, Korea versus Dominican Republic, 6:30.
DR in 6 innings. Sorry, not sorry. That lineup is going to eat Korea's pitching alive.
Korea's pitching is underrated. They advanced for a reason. But the Dominican Republic's offense is the best in the tournament. I'll take the DR.
DR wins, but it won't be easy. Korea plays desperate. They know they're the underdog. Desperate teams are dangerous.
Friday night, Game 2. USA versus Canada. 8 o'clock. That's going to be a war.
USA has to win this game. After losing to Italy, another early exit would be embarrassing. I'm taking USA, but Canada won't roll over. Here's what I think people are sleeping on. The Friday doubleheader is going to set the tone for the whole knockout round.
Correct. Korea versus DR and USA versus Canada on the same night. We'll know a lot more by Saturday morning.
And Saturday's got the 2 best matchups. Italy trying to keep the dream alive and Japan-Venezuela is going to be a war.
Canada's pitching could keep them in it. But the USA lineup is significantly deeper. I'll take the USA in a close game.
I want Canada to win so bad just to see the chaos. But yeah, USA probably takes it, probably. Saturday, Puerto Rico versus Italy, 3 o'clock.
This is my favorite quarterfinal. Italy hasn't lost yet. They've got pitching, they've got power, they've got momentum. I'm taking Italy.
Italy? Over Puerto Rico? Broder, you're crazy.
I'm not crazy. Italy's been the best story in this tournament. Sometimes the story keeps going.
Puerto Rico is more talented on paper, but Italy has demonstrated superior cohesion as a unit. I'll take Puerto Rico narrowly.
Puerto Rico all day. Respect to Italy, but Puerto Rico's got too much talent. And the big one, Saturday night, Japan versus Venezuela, 9 o'clock.
This concerns me the most. Venezuela's lineup is explosive, and Japan's bullpen, as I mentioned, has vulnerabilities.
Japan's got the experience. They've been here before. They know how to win these games. I'm taking Japan.
Venezuela's got the bats to keep up with anybody, but Japan in a big game? They don't blink. I'll take Japan too, but it's going to be close.
Japan, but only if the starting pitcher goes deep. If this goes to the bullpen early, Venezuela wins.
So we've all got the DR, all got the USA, split on Italy, Puerto Rico, and all 3 of us taking Japan.
We're going to find out Friday who's right and who's Sully.
Real clever.
All right, championship game is Tuesday, March 17th at Lone Depot Park in Miami. Who's taking it all?
Japan. Experience matters in short tournaments. They've done this before.
Dominican Republic. The offense is historically dominant, and their pitching is underrated.
DR all the way, broder. But honestly, this tournament has been so crazy I wouldn't be shocked if Italy's standing there on Tuesday.
If Italy makes the final, I'll wear an Italy jersey on the show.
I'm holding you to that.
I've noted this for future reference.
That's it for episode 1, Diamond Discord. Quarterfinals start Friday. We'll be right here breaking it all down.
Watch the games. Then come back and tell us we were wrong.
The data will speak for itself.
Diamond Discord, episode 1. We out. Quelo K.